Welcome back, everybody. So this video is going to talk about social media platforms and content. So I'm just going to top line social media platforms because you're all users, so you're probably familiar with these as users. A quick explanation of the difference of each of the social media platforms from the standpoint of marketers using them to try to reach their target audience. So Facebook is obviously the biggest by far. You can see an infographic there with the numbers. They continue to add new features. They've got Facebook Watch, Facebook Live, and they're really the dominant player in this space. Obviously, they've been up against some legislative pressure to rein in their advertising, so it's not as easy for a variety of advertisers, some unscrupulous, to use their network. The Russian meddling piece has certainly put them on Congress's radar. So we'll likely see more legislation going in the direction of social media as Congress tries to rein in this largely unregulated platform. Whereas if you look at traditional advertising, certainly TV, they do have a fair amount of regulations on what they can and cannot advertise on those networks. So stay tuned. Currently, Facebook is still the 100-pound gorilla and by far the largest. They're about building loyalty and engagement. And young people aren't on Facebook as much. It's more of a 25 to 54 crowd. But they are definitely the largest social media platform globally. Twitter is kind of the cocktail party of the internet. Businesses use them a lot for public relations. We've certainly seen our president use Twitter a lot to reach out directly to his base through his PR activities. Younger audience, around 18 to 30 years old for the Twitter users. Pinterest is high visuals. It's predominantly used by females. As far as brands and businesses that use Pinterest, we have artists, clothing, art, and food, where they really need to display high quality photography of their products. 18 to 35-year-old range, and again, predominantly female. YouTube used by everybody. And businesses oftentimes use YouTube as a way to extend the life of their commercials and also as a way to provide tutorials and additional customer service outreach by using this platform. A lot of service businesses use YouTube to handle customer service questions, product-related questions, and they can do that with tutorials on YouTube. LinkedIn, primarily it's the business to business use there. So businesses using that to reach out to other businesses. If you're a consulting firm or a law firm or an accounting firm, you're going to be on LinkedIn and posting articles and having the information about your employees and partners there as well. So primarily business to business, older crowd, 30 to 49 for LinkedIn. Instagram, images, retail, beauty, food, fashion. With Instagram, younger crowd, 18 to 29 years of age. Obviously, Snapchat is in there as well. Snapchat recently updated their interface a little bit, and they lost some users with that and had a significant downgrade in their market value with, I think it was Kendall Jenner, had kind of damaged their brand a little bit with saying some negative things about the new interface with Snapchat. Younger crowd on there. So it's all swirling around. A lot of these social media platforms offer the same thing from one to the other. So it's a big competitive space, and Facebook is the one that has really figured out how to make money advertising and how to offer a lot of features. And they have the money to do that. So we'll continue to see these social media platforms kind of wash around. But one thing to keep in mind is this, that you may have followers, you may have folks, users who are, again, liking your stuff, but until they actually leave your Facebook site and go to your website and purchase something, all you really have is engagement at that point. So one of the challenges of relying a lot on social media platforms to advertise to your target audience is you are beholden to this third party who is the one who controls you having access to your customers. Does that make sense? So you might have 10,000 Facebook followers, but you still got to advertise on Facebook to reach them and hope that some of them will convert over and go to your sales page and landing page, and that way you have their direct contact information. And Facebook is notorious for being difficult and oftentimes shutting down your ads for no apparent reason, and being very difficult to find somebody live to help you when you're having advertising problems. And this can be a real problem if your business is tied entirely to Facebook to generate revenue. And all of a sudden they might shut off your site because they have some kind of privacy concern or other concern like that. So social media platforms are great because they can be inexpensive and you can get micro-targeted on how you reach different target audiences, but they also come with some risks. Okay, so the second part of this, the lecture slides for this module has to do with content. So I'm sure you're familiar with the term content, but it is in the context of digital marketing, the process of figuring out what is it that my target audience wants to read, to watch, to engage with, that is going to make them want to go to my site and hopefully at some point buy my stuff. Right? So this enters the realm of content. And most marketers are out there are clamoring to constantly put new content on their websites, put it on their Facebook business pages, etc., and use that to connect with their target audiences. And part of the reason that they're constantly putting new content out to users is because that helps improve their search engine optimization. Am I going to show up buried on page 9 of a Google search, or am I going to be in that top page? One of the things that improves your search engine optimization, scoring higher on a first page rank versus a 10th page rank, is regular updates with new content. And not only updates of content, but content that your users are engaging with. They're liking it, they're sharing it, they're retweeting it, things of that nature. So the more your audience engages with your content and shares it out and likes it and engages with it, then it ranks it higher, and Facebook and these other platforms will share it with more folks. That's valuable because that's organic, free distribution of your stuff, right? Versus having to pay with straight up ads. So the challenge of content is that you constantly have to create more content. And here we enter the realm of the content beast. So there's a lot of content writers out there, and companies will pay for folks who can write content, but you have to gather the content, which you can get from a variety of sources, and everybody's grabbing everybody else's content and putting it on the web, which can get problematic sometimes from a legal standpoint. But you have to curate all that content and find out what's relevant for my target audience and perhaps tweak it, write it in your own words, and then share it out. So that process of feeding the content machine is one of the big challenges that a lot of online businesses have because it's very time consuming. And again, everybody's sharing and even stealing other people's stuff. So the steps of content are this. Somebody sees your ad on a social media platform, they click on it, and then that's going to take them to a separate landing page on your site or a sales page, and there you're going to say, hey, give me your email address and I'll give you this free content. And that can be a video, that can be an article, whatever it is. But we want content because it improves our search engine optimization, and it's also the bait that we use to try to get people's emails. Once I get your email, then I can market to you directly. So some common content strategies, and you can see these in the lecture slides as well, are to use things like listicles. Listicles are top 5 ways to lose weight, or 7 ways to improve your lovemaking, or 3 ways to eat healthy. So a list of things. So people don't want to read as much anymore online, so videos are going to get higher engagement and more clicks than articles. Live videos, even better there. Facebook Live is certainly doing that. So you're seeing less and less of large articles. You're going to see images, short articles and videos. That's the type of content that people want to engage with more. Just think of the stuff that you actually engage with on your own internet searches. So you can read the lecture slides for more about content. It is part of your strategy. What content do my customers want that's actually going to get them to engage with my content and share, and maybe even have them give me their emails so I can market to them live. All right, thanks for listening.